working on the valve covers here on the 408. So because of the locks I have on the roller rockers, they come in like right in this area across here, all the way across the dang thing. Now that one there that's got the PCV valve thingy, all of the baffling is out of these valve covers. See, there's a piece, that's the only piece I had left in there anyways. So I must have, when I originally set up the first motor I blew up like 3-4 years ago, when I was originally cleaning it up and putting it together and learning LS stuff and researching it and all that stuff, I must have taken the baffles out when I cleaned them up to paint them and stuff. So that one didn't have any baffles in it, so it's already on there. I can show you what I did in a minute, but like this bolt hole here, this little tit sticking up for the bolt hole for the coil bracket, that is entirely in the way. So on that valve cover, I had to shave that all the way down with my little carbide burr on my electric die grinder. So you can see here where the lock on the rocker actually hits right here. So see, all that has to be shaved back and out of the way in order for the lock to clear. And I'm not sure, with as far as the oil cap and stuff has to come down through there, I might actually end up having a small notch like in the oil cap or whatever goes in there. If I continue to use that for my breather catch can, which I probably will, I may end up having to notch, like lock in the adapter and then notch it at the same way. And then, like, I think right in here the lock touches on these little castings, so I may have to just kind of shave some of this down through here. I'll have to cut that all off and just shave down some of this lettering and part number stuff, I think. And then I'll have to kind of shave that down like the other side. But I think I can do that. I'm going to try and heat this valve cover with my MAP gas torch over here. And I'm going to try and pull this little breather tube. I'm going to pull it out, I think, so I can either tap that hole and put a plug in or whatever and not have to worry about that anymore. Just get rid of that completely. And I don't know, since I'm going to run the breather out of here with the adapter, I don't know that I want to remove this stuff here, because this kind of acts like a baffle, and all that fits in between rockers in the cylinder head. But I got it to fit. It rotates over, and I don't hear any of the rockers hitting, but you can see how close that rocker comes to the valve cover, and that's after shaving it down in there. But I'm thinking it just might work instead of having to buy or go to a tall valve cover or fabricated valve cover, because I don't have the money for it. I'm like a lot of people that want to get out there and race and have fun with everybody else, but don't really have the funds to be spending $500,000 on a race car or whatever, you know. So I kind of got to figure out how to make what I have work. So as you can see, I've got all my rockers in there. They're actual full roller rockers. They're Elgin, and they're like a 1.8 ratio stainless roller rocker. So you can see what I did on this valve cover here. So I ended up having to shave, there was like a little wall here, and I ended up shaving that down and then shaving into this bolt hole, but I didn't go through. But I figure those bolt holes really don't matter a whole lot. If I have to, I can like JB weld or something on the bottom side. But really all it is going to be doing is trying to keep oil from coming out through those holes anyways. So this one I had to shave that completely off. I'll probably get in there with a flap disc or some sandpaper or something and clean that up because it's kind of sharp. But I shaved that whole that whole nipple bubble thing off right there. And then all of this casting number stuff is on the bottom side where it doesn't get in the way. But you can see this little tiny spot right here where it appears that a lock is still touching. So I might just shave just a shake out of that spot. And, you know, just maybe just hit it maybe right there. Just shave just the smallest little scoop out. And then this one over here had like a little wall too where it transitions, and so I just kind of shaved that all down for the lock to fit there. And it I don't know, I'm hoping that it's enough, it'll have enough pressure on the seal when it closes, when these screw down tight, that that'll actually seal up good and tight. But I'm not sure. I guess, you know, the only way I'm going to find out is to do it. But I don't think the rockers actually hit anything. They don't appear to hit anything. They function, I think, good. It's just that the height of these locks sticking up actually contacts the valve cover. Now I think with the amount of space I've got underneath on the studs that they sit on, I think if I went to a slightly shorter than stock push rod, those would drop down a little bit further. I would move my start point on the valve stems a little bit back further with the roller. They'd come a little less farther forward when they were compressed. And so if I end up getting my tax return here, I'd like to do that, because you can see I could go down quite a bit further with these locks that way and get them to lock being adjusted. And then that way I know I would have no clearance issues if I could get those locks down further with the valves adjusted. And then what I'm doing here, shaving this stuff down in the valve covers, I know will work. And so I'm thinking I really don't need to go to a tall valve cover. It's just a little bit of fitting and ingenuity to try and figure it out to get it to fit. I'm going to put on my music and just kind of keep making a mess, because that's what I do best. Sometimes when I look at a motor, I say, well, would you look at that? Would you just look at that? Well, I got the valve covers on. It is so tight. It does squish on the gaskets a little bit. I don't know how much. Hopefully it's enough to keep them in there, but I guess we'll find out. Hopefully I don't have issues with the burned piston like I did on that motor, so that I don't have the crankcase pressure issues. And then this will actually work. So I got that out of there, so I can tap that and put a plug in it if I need to, or weld it up or something. This does actually go all the way through now, and so does this one on, I believe it's this one on this valve cover, goes all the way through now. So those I will have to seal up somehow, maybe put RTV on the bolt if I put it in, you know, just to seal it from oil coming out through there. I don't think it should be that big of an issue, but we'll see. I mean, I actually did get stock valve covers to sit over those rockers with the locks on them. I don't know, I might have to think about fixing up the rest of the bodywork on the fire turret. Actually get it painted again and get it looking nicer. I know Larry Chen loves the patina. The patina is pretty cool, but there's also something to be said about having a nice car. Yeah. So I think this is going to work. 1/8 full roller rockers, stainless roller rockers on screw-in studs with guide plates under stock valve covers. Imagine that, guys. I left them red, but I did it in a red wrinkle coat powder coat. Ooh, that would look good. That would look really good. I personally like wrinkle coat. So maybe I should try a red wrinkle coat powder coat and do those valve covers, because I have the oven in the yard. I can fire the oven back up, do a little powder coating with the old Harbor Freight powder coat gun. I just have to order like a pound of the red wrinkle powder coat from Prismatic Powders, or maybe look and see what Tiger Drylac has, or who knows, look at some of the other companies that's got powder coat and see if I can't find something I like. Do a little powder coating video for you guys.